powerless offshoot of the great waters which embrace the continents of this globe. His most frequent visitors were shadows, the shadows of clouds, relieving the monotony of the inanimate, brooding sunshine of the tropics. His nearest neighbor, I'm speaking now of things showing some sort of animation, was an indolent volcano which smoked faintly all day with its head just above the northern horizon, and at night levelled at him from amongst the clear stars a dull red glow expanding and collapsing spasmodically like the end of a gigantic cigar puffed at intermittently in the dark. Axel Heist was also a smoker, and when he lounged out on his veranda with his cheroot, the last thing before going to bed, he made in the night the same sort of glow and of the same size as that other one so many miles away. In a sense, the volcano was company to him in the shades of the night, which were often too thick, one would think, to let a breath of air through. There was seldom enough wind to blow a feather along. On most evenings of the year, Heist could have sat outside with a naked candle to read one of the books left him by his late father. It was not a mean store, but he never did that. Afraid of mosquitoes, very likely. Neither was he ever tempted by the silence to address any casual remarks to the companion glow of the volcano. He was not mad. Queer chap, yes, that may have been said, and in fact was said. But there is a tremendous difference between the two, you will allow. On the nights of full moon, the silence around Samburan, the round island of the charts, was dazzling, and in the flood of cold light Heist could see his immediate surroundings, which had the aspect of an abandoned settlement invaded by the jungle. Vague roofs above low vegetation, broken shadows of bamboo fences in the sheen of long grass, something like an overgrown bit of road slanting among ragged thickets towards the shore only a couple of 100 yards away, with a black jetty and a mound of some sort quite inky on its unlighted side. But the most conspicuous object was a gigantic blackboard raised on 2 posts and presenting to Heist, when the moon got over that side, the white letters T.B.C. Company, in a row at least 2 feet high. These were the initials of the Tropical Belt Coal Company, his employers, his late employers, to be precise. According to the unnatural mysteries of the financial world, the TBC Company's capital having evaporated in the course of 2 years, the company went into liquidation. Forced, I believe, not voluntary. There was nothing forcible in the process, however. It was slow. And while the liquidation, in London and Amsterdam, pursued its languid course, Axel Heist, styled in the prospectus manager in the tropics, remained at his post on Samburan, the number 1 coaling station of the company. And it was not merely a coaling station. There was a coal mine there, with an outcrop in the hillside, less than 500 yards from the rickety wharf and the imposing blackboard. The company's object had been to get hold of all the outcrops on tropical islands and exploit them locally. And Lord knows there were any amount of outcrops. It was Heist who had located most of them in this part of the tropical belt during his rather aimless wanderings, and being a ready letter writer had written pages and pages about them to his friends in Europe. At least, so it was said. We doubted whether he had any visions of wealth, for himself at any rate. What he seemed mostly concerned for was the stride forward, as he expressed it, in the general organization of the universe, apparently. He was heard by more than 100 persons in the islands talking of a great stride forward for these regions. The convinced wave of the hand which accompanied the phrase suggested tropical distances being impelled onward. In connection with the finished courtesy of his manner, it was persuasive, or at any rate silencing, for a time at least. Nobody cared to argue with him when he talked in this strain. His earnestness could do no harm to anybody. There was no danger.